Spirit and soul, which are original life and substance, are divine and uncreated. The astral and material bodies are the created, that is, the manifested, part. Please continue watching to find out more.
Hello, wise viewers. I'm Emma. The vibrant people of England are inspired by your noble spiritual journey and pray that you are always guided by God. Dr. Anna Kingsford, an outstanding English theosophist of the 1880s, was said to be clairvoyant from the time she could speak. She herself felt that she came from the fairy realm and was given permission to be born as a human being so as to carry out her destiny. At the tender age of 13, Anna wrote the book, Beatrice, a tale of the early Christians. Her early wisdom can be seen in the following excerpt. How foolish are they who seek to promote their own comfort by making it their sole study. They lose the very object of their desires and invariably render themselves restless and unhappy. While maintaining her spiritual and vegetarian interests, Anna Kingsford became a doctor. Not only was she one of the first female medical doctors in England, she graduated from medical school without experimenting on any animals. The subject of her medical degree thesis was vegetarianism and ethics. This led Dr. Kingsford to the writing and publishing of a well-received book, The Perfect Way in Diet. Dr. Kingsford continued with her inner spiritual and mystical experiences, which she documented in several books, in collaboration with longtime friend Edward Maitland. She also became known as an outspoken animal and women's rights activist. We now share with you selections from the book, The Perfect Way or The Finding of Christ. This book merges the spiritual values of Christianity and Theosophy to reveal a unifying wisdom that allows humans from all religions to progress along the path to perfection. According to Dr. Anna Kingsford, this perfection is exemplified by the Christ principle, which everyone is capable of discovering within. The third lecture, The Various Orders of Spirits and How to Discern Them, Part 1. We have spoken of the soul and of spirit. We come now to speak of spirits, for the understanding of these also is necessary to a true doctrine concerning existence. But though speaking especially of spirits, it will be necessary to refer also to souls. For those spirits, properly so called, have not souls, souls have spirits. In either case, however, we shall treat mainly of the unembodied or the disembodied. And as the region or sphere which is immediately contiguous to the material, and which we ourselves enter upon quitting the material, is the astral, it is this and its occupants which will first engage our attention. To understand fully the place and value of this sphere, it is necessary to have in the mind a clear conception of the places and values of all the spheres which are comprised in and which constitute that manifestation of being which is termed existence. To this end, we will commence with the following succinct recapitulation. The spirit and soul, which are original life and substance, are divine and uncreated. The astral and material bodies are the created, that is, the manifested part. The astral, which is also called the sidereal, the odic, the magnetic, the fiery, is fluidic and constitutes the bond between the soul and the material body. It is the original body, being that which makes and that which becomes. The original permanent individual consists of soul and spirit, and when manifested, it is by means of the astral or fluidic body, of which the material or fixed body is the outer manifestation. The manifestation, as it is called, in ultimates. Every creation or complete manifested entity, whether it be macrocosmic or microcosmic, is a compound of two dualisms, which are respectively celestial and terrestrial, or spiritual and material. The celestial or kingdom of heaven, which consists of soul and spirit, is within, and the terrestrial or kingdom of this world, which consists of astral body, the seat of the anima bruta, and of phenomenal body, is without. Of these two dualisms, each is to the other the beyond, and between them, saving only where one and the same divine will, the will which has its seat in, and which is the spirit, pervades the whole being, is antagonism. They are respectively the spiritual man and the natural man. But in the suffusion of the entire personality thus constituted by one and the same divine will consists what mystically is termed the at-one-ment or reconciliation between man and God, but which is commonly called the atonement. As the whole is thus fourfold, so, with the exception of the spirit, are the parts. The external material body, whether of planet or of man, is fourfold in that it is gaseous, mineral, vegetable, animal. The astral body, or perisoul, is fourfold, being magnetic, purgatorial, limbic, cherubic, terms presently to be explained. The soul is fourfold, namely elemental, instinctive, vital, rational. And the spirit is threefold, or triune, because there is no external to spirit. Being threefold, it is the essence, the Father, the Word, and is desirous, willing, obedient. And being God, it is one, because God is one, and thus the magical number, mystically called the number of perfection and of the woman, the number 13, derives its sanctity from the constitution of the perfected individual. The astral sphere, belt or circulus, variously called the perisoul, the magnetic, sidereal and odic fluid or body, is the same with the wheel of Ezekiel, of which the 4 living creatures are the 4 elemental spirits. It contains 4 orders of entities, which are represented by 4 magnetic circuli or wheels encircling the earth, and full of lives. The highest and uppermost of these circuli is that of the elemental spirits or winged creatures. The second is that of the souls. The third is that of the shades. And the fourth and lowest is that of the magnetic spirits commonly called astral. These circuli correspond to air, water, earth, and fire, beginning at the outer and uppermost and going inwards and downwards. The magnetic emanations or astrals are under the dominion of the fire. They are not souls or divine personalities, they are simply emanations or phantoms and have no real being. Every event or circumstance which has taken place upon the planet has an astral counterpart or picture in the magnetic light, so that, as already said, there are actually ghosts of events as well as of persons. The magnetic existences of this circle are the shades or mains of past times, circumstances, thoughts, and acts of which the planet has been the scene, and they can be evoked and conjured. The appearances on such occasions are but shadows left on the protoplasmic mirror. This order then corresponds to that of fire, and is the fourth and lowest. We now share with you selections from the book The Perfect Way, or The Finding of Christ. This book merges the spiritual values of Christianity and Theosophy to reveal a unifying wisdom that allows humans from all religions to progress along the path to perfection. According to Dr. Anna Kingsford, this perfection is exemplified by the Christ principle, which everyone is capable of discovering within. The third lecture, The Various Orders of Spirits and How to Discern Them, Part 1. The next circulus, the third, with its spirits, corresponds to earth and contains the shades, lares and penalties of the dead. These are of many different kinds. Some are mere shades, spiritual corpses, which will soon be absorbed by the fourth circulus just described and become mere magnetic phantoms. Some are ghosts or astral souls not containing the divine particle, but representing merely the earthly minds of the departed. These are in limbo or the lower Eden. Others are really souls and of the celestial order or anima divina, who are in purgatory, being bound to the astral envelope and unable to quit it. They are sometimes called earthbound spirits, and they often suffer horrible torments in their prison, not because this circulus is itself a place of torment, but because to the anima divina, the body, whether material or astral, is a house of bondage and chamber of ordeal. The strong wills, love, and charity of those on earth may relieve these souls and lessen the time of their purgatorial penance. Of some of them, the retention is due to ignorance, of others to sensuality, and of others to crimes of violence, injustice, and cruelty. This sphere is also inhabited by a terrible class, that of the devils, some of whom are of great power and malice. Of these, the souls are never set free. They are in what is called hell, but they are not immortal, for after a period corresponding to their personal vitality and the strength of their rebellious wills, they are consumed and perish forever. For a soul may be utterly gross at last, and deprived of all spirit of the divine order, and yet may have so strong a vitality or mortal spirit of its own, that it may last hundreds of years in low atmospheres. But this occurs only with souls of very strong will, and generally of indomitable wickedness. The strength of their evil will and the determination to be wicked keep them alive. But, though devils, they are mortal, and must go out at last. Their end is utter darkness. They cease to exist. Meanwhile, they can be evoked by incantation. But the practice is of the most dangerous and wicked kind, for the endeavor of these lost spirits is to ruin every soul to which they have access. But, although there are personal devils, there is no personal devil. That which mystically is called the devil is a negation and opposite of God. And whereas God is I am, or positive being, the devil is not. He is not positive, not personal, not formulated. God is all these, and the devil, in being the opposite of these, is none of them. God, as has been said, is light, truth, order, harmony, reason, and God's works are illumination, knowledge, understanding, love, and sanity. The devil, therefore, is darkness, falsehood, discord, ignorance, and his works are confusion, folly, division, hatred, and delirium. He has no individuality and no being, for he represents the not being. Whatever God is, that the devil is not. Wherever God is not manifest, the devil reigns. It is the principle of not being which, taking personality in man, becomes to him the devil, for by divesting him of his divine qualities, actual or potential, it makes him in the image of God's opposite, that is, a devil, and of such a one the end is destruction, or, as the scriptures call it, eternal death. And this is of necessity from the nature of the case, for evil has not in itself the element of self-perpetuation. God alone is life, or the principle of eternal generation. And, as life, God comprises all things necessary to life, to its production, that is, to its perfection and to its perpetuation. And God is spirit, whereof the antithetical ultimate is matter. The devil is that which gives to matter the pre-eminence over spirit. That is, since there is nothing but God's creation to be set in opposition to God, the devil exalts the mere material of creation in the place of God. Of such preference for matter over spirit, for appearance over reality, for seeming over being, the end is the forfeiture of reality, and therein of being. In representing, therefore, the contest between good and evil, a contest corresponding to that between light and darkness. Creation represents the contest between being and not being. To give place to the devil is thus, in its ultimate result, to renounce being. And, as a free agent, man is able to do this. God, while giving to all the opportunity and choice, compels no one to remain in being. God accepts only willing service, and there is no such thing as compulsory salvation. God, that is good, must be loved and followed for the sake of God and good, not through fear of possible penalties or hope of possible rewards. Now the sign, above all others, whereby to distinguish the devil, is this: God is, first and foremost, love. The devil, therefore, is before all else hate. He is to be known, then, first by the limitation, and next by the negation of love. Generous viewers, it's been a pleasure to have your company for today's Words of Wisdom. Coming up next is Whatever Belongs to Caesar Must Be Returned to Caesar, Part 5 of 5, right after Noteworthy News, here on Supreme Master Television. May your prayers for inner truth be met with the blessings of heavenly wisdom and joy.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Нашите предавания предлагат много езици. Моля вижте suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/WOW.